brains, right? Binge watching a TV show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And do you use like the term cap, like to refer to someone who's lying?
I I understand it, but I don't necessarily use it. But um,
Do you take issue with either with the word binge or cap?
well, if they were so I see where you're going, but it's something that was widely used. Like if we're using woman, and then just because something has trended in the last 5 years, I don't think that we should change the meaning of woman just because. Um, I feel like there's a lot of sensitive people in today's world, and I think that's what caused it. But um, I don't know. I think that you have to be born. You have to be born a woman. You got to be born a female. You do have different chromosomes, no matter what
Right, my
who you
chromosomes are
identify
probably
as.
XY. So my next question to you is, what gender
Probably.
are intersex people?
Okay, wait. Are gender intersex people?
Yes.
Can you go into depth about that question? Like, what do you mean?
So intersex people have ambiguous sex characteristics. Some of them have various chromosomal combinations. Some of them have an ovary and a testicle. So their sex is ambiguous in one way or another. So what gender would they be?
I think that I don't think that you can change your gender. I think that's my belief. I don't think that you can say that later
I'm
on in
not
life.
I'm not making any claim that we can change gender. What I'm asking is what gender are intersex people? Are they men? Are they women? Are they something else altogether?
If I think that if you have a male reproductive system, you're a male, and if you have a female reproductive system, you're a female. I
So
don't think that you
what
can
reproductive
change.
system do intersex people have?
I don't know. I don't know
Someone with
intersex
an
people.
ovary and a testy has aspects of both.
Well, okay, so you're talking about that's a really I don't know. That's not common. We're talking about things that aren't common, and it's not.
Intersex people are 1.7% of the population, and that's a low estimate. We expect that number to be
Is
higher.
that common though? Is 1.7% common out of
It's
everybody
nearly
else?
1 in 50, meaning you see at least one intersex person almost every day. At least every day you go out of your house.
Okay, but I don't think that's the debate here. I mean, if you're saying what is a necessary condition for being a woman, and then
Right.
we're
I'm
gonna go
looking for
off
a
and talk
necessary for
about.
a condition that applies to the entire group without exception.
So it's just a play on words. That's all it is. We're changing the meaning of female, and we're changing the meaning of woman. And I mean, I guess you can
No,
identify it as whatever you want, and that's fine. But to say that oh, I did all this surgery and now I have a vagina, that doesn't make you a woman.
I'm not making the claim that I'm not making the claim that having a vagina makes me a woman.
But you're saying it's something that. So you're saying it's something in your brain that makes you a woman.
Yeah, the hypothalamus specifically is where gender identity develops. Yes.
That's a. I think it's just a play on words, and I don't think there's a real debate here if it's just going to be a play on words, because I think
I
we're just.
don't understand what you mean by that specifically. Like I'm not making a play on words. I'm stating
Well,
facts.
I don't know if that's facts. It's definitely not facts in the last 5 years if you would have looked it up. But now, if you research
No,
things,
it's
people
it's
got.
definitely a fact that everything I'm just saying has been a fact for more than 5 years.
I don't know.
We've
But
recognized the difference between sex and gender for at least 80 years.
how much time do I got left?
Oh, I have no idea what time we started here. I mean, you're good. I see no reason to kick you, so you're good.
Okay.
There's no rush.
Hey, do you do debates on the Satanist thing? You said you're a Satanist.
Sure, we can talk about that real quick. Real quick though, not
Okay.
not not long.
Give me like give me like a couple minutes. I want to understand that. Like, I don't have a problem with any other beliefs that you have or whatever. If you want to be a female. But if you're going to be a Satanist, I don't know. I don't understand that. You're going to worship Satan?
No, the Satanic Temple is non-theistic. We do not believe in God. We do not believe in Satan.
So is that just the same as atheist then?
Essentially, it's a fancy version of atheist. The purpose of the Satanic Temple is to uphold the separation of church and state. We use religious arguments against them against religions to enforce separation of church and state. Like, for instance, when some people will lobby for the Ten Commandments to be put on government property, and when that makes it through, which it shouldn't, because the Ten Commandments do not belong on government property, the Satanic Temple will advocate to have the 7 tenets of Satanism put right next to the Ten Commandments. Because if one religion is being put up there, then all religions should be put up there.
I don't know. It just sounds really evil to me. I don't know. It's nothing evil, huh? A Satanist.
Are you familiar with the 7 tenets of Satanism?
No, I haven't researched Satanism at all, actually.
All right, let's take a look at the 7 tenets of Satanism. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. 7 tenets of Satanism. Here we go. Okay. The first tenet: one should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason. Does that sound reasonable to you?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
The first tenet is one should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason.
No, that doesn't sound evil to me.
Okay. Number 2 is the struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Number 3 is one's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone.
Subject to one. Sure.
Number 4 is the freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forego, one's own freedoms.
What? Okay. So why do they call it Satanism though? Where does that name come from?
It's a troll religion. The whole goal is to get a reaction.
See that now I don't support that. Why? It's a troll religion.
Yeah, so it's a legal thing. It's a legal thing. When like I said, our goal is to uphold the separation of church and state, and when governments fail to do so, we use their own logic against them. Because obviously nobody wants to be a Satanist. Satanists are evil. We don't want to adhere to Satan. We don't want to validate Satanists. But if we follow the rules that are being put forth by religious groups, then they have to, by following those rules, they also have to allow for Satanism to do certain things. Like there are Satanist clubs at schools. There are at schools that have religious clubs. There are the 7 tenets of Satanism on some government property, where there's also the 10 Commandments, etc. The only goal is to uphold the separation of church and state.
So yeah, I guess that's the one thing that I'm not going to support. Then, if it's going to be a troll religion or something to get a reaction out of people, I don't think I think that's
the goal is to point out faulty logic in allowing religions to make laws.
Yeah,
and giving religion more power than they deserve.
I think that even if you're going to say you're a Satanist, I mean, you're still spreading the word of Satan, and you're still supporting.
No, nope. We do not spread the word of Satan.
I mean, it's in the name, Satanism. How is that not?
Let's see.
You're going to call yourself a Satanist. I think that a lot of people, you know what they're going to think about that. It's not. I think that if you were going to.
Right. Again, the goal is to make people who are trying to pass religious laws look deeply at their laws and say, "Oh, is this something that I really want?"
Yeah, I don't know, man. How do you think that people are going to view you about that? I mean,
I don't care.
Is it going to? I don't know. I feel like that could affect a lot of things. I mean, if you're going to go in a job interview and you're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm a Satanist."
I'm interviewing a presidential candidate tonight. I was thinking of going with my little upside down cross. I'm not gonna, but I was thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. But I was
What?
thinking about
It's
going
throwing
about
people off.
presenting as a Satanist. I'm not going to do it. I want to take this seriously, but
You should take it seriously, and I think that I do believe that it would be immature to call yourself a Satanist because how you even said yourself, it is a troll
I'm
religion.
quite literally. I have a card. I have a certificate. I'm quite literally a Satanist.
Why go out of your way to do that though? What does that do for you? How does that improve your life?
By upholding the separation of church and state through legal means.
No, there's other ways to do that. Instead of, I mean, you said it yourself. It's a troll religion. It's something to throw people off and mislead people.
It's to point out faulty logic. That's what it is. I am going to move on though.
I think
Either we go back to the topic at hand or we move on.
okay. We can move on. I guess we can move on.
Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't know. I guess that you're specifically talking about gender identity, right? You're talking about you can identify as a certain thing, and that's fine. I guess that doesn't bother anyone. But I don't know. It's different. I guess every time I have this debate, I always think that people think that they're literally female or like literally a woman. I don't know.
I do not claim to be female. I will also never tell any transgender woman to not call herself female. I will never tell a transgender man not to call himself male, whether he is or not, whether